Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, I've got some good news about some of the missing Doctor Who episodes. I mean, we haven't got any real news, like we haven't got any confirmation of any specific number of episodes that have been, I want to say uncovered, but I think it's more like negotiated, because basically what we know, and fans have known this for a while, and even I as a new sort of person to Doctor Who, have known for a while that there are some fans that have come into ownership of episodes of Doctor Who that were lost, and they've been, well, they haven't been recovered. Now, whether these people were holding onto them and hoarding them because they wanted to be the only people to see them or something like that, or whether they were just afraid that they would get in trouble because, they were like, the BBC's property, or maybe they weren't the BBC's property, maybe because of some way with the distribution. Basically, there's a bunch, it sounds like, we believe there's a bunch of episodes that are in the hands of private collectors, and if the BBC can just negotiate with these people, and if they're willing, they should be able to get these episodes back and then remaster them and fix them up and get them actually out so people can see them. Now, it's hard to tell how many episodes. It sounds like it's at least a few, but it could be more. It really just depends, because my understanding is these Doctor Who was sent out around the world for people to watch, and a lot of those copies people held onto them, whether they were fans or whether they were just networks who thought that they would maybe screen them again sometime. So you're not going to send back the actual copy, because maybe one day they'll be part of a package to play with BBC things. So I can see why a lot of them would have kept them and why they would be around. But because they didn't send them back to the BBC. So when the BBC destroyed all their copies, these other ones that were in international hands were safe. And I'm sure there are a lot that ended up with fans. Even the original Star Trek, even though that wasn't a distribution issue, there are a lot of episodes that fans managed to get their hands on, and they take to conventions, and we have really bad, poor quality VHS copies of these copies that looked awful, but they still existed. They're all legal. They weren't they weren't done officially, but they were still done. So I'm sure there's a bunch of Doctor Who's episodes that are out there, and we're going to get them. If the BBC says give them to us, we're going to sue you, because it's our property, then it's not going to work. But if they're just like, hey guys, let us have your source tapes, we'll remaster it, and you'll get to watch a really good copy of it. You won't have to watch the old worn one you've had in your garage in a tin can for 50 years. Maybe they can spin it. And if someone can get in between them legally, so they know I'm not going to lose my copy, it's like I'm still going to be able to watch it, and I'm not going to get in trouble for having it in the first place, regardless of how I came across it. Because I don't think anyone stole any of these. No one went into the BBC and stole them from their archives or anything. These were all copies that were sent out or copied for fans, shown at conventions, stuff like that, that have survived, and now private collectors have gotten them, or have had them for years probably. But hopefully we'll get more than 2 or 3. Hopefully it's because there's 90 something missing, and I'm hoping we're going to find a couple of libraries, not just individual ones. We've just had a couple here and a couple there pop up over the years. I think like 9 or something, because there used to be over 100 that were missing the first time I heard about this situation, and then there were like 9 or 10 that were found, and now it's 90 something. I think it's 97 at last count. But yeah, this is great. It's nothing yet. It's just one of the, I should have explained this probably, but one of the people involved in the production basically said, yes, we're talking to people, we're going to try and get these to you, and we're not going to make you wait like 10 or 12 years, because apparently there was an announcement that some episodes had been found a while ago, and then it took like 12 years for them to actually get them onto DVD or onto TV, and they're letting the fans know, yes, we've got more episodes that we've uncovered that we're negotiating something with, but no, don't worry, it's not going to be like the last time where we made you wait like 12 years. They're going to be coming soon, so hopefully we get more than a couple, because it kills me. I haven't seen these episodes. Some of the old fans are fortunate enough they did see them on TV and they can remember them, and it's just a matter of not being able to relive them. But for other fans, new fans like myself, we never saw them, because it's mostly the first 2 years, the black and white years, because they didn't care about the black and white shows, and the other newer shows which were done in colour were kept, because colour was being preferenced or seen as more important and more valuable, or more easier to syndicate or something. So yeah, so it's mainly the first 2 years is where the episodes are missing from. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But yep. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I'm just really optimistic, and I'm hoping we really get something out of this. But maybe it's just one or two, and it won't be worth all the hype. But we'll know soon enough, apparently.